Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ryan with Empirical Concepts, and today we're going to cover what gear I use. In my past few posts, I've had several individuals ask me what gear I'm running, so I figured I'd talk about it a little bit. So my main competition gun, as well as my backup, is the Canik Rival S. This one has a few modifications done to it. Obviously the color is a little bit different. This is a distressed burnt bronze that was applied by Amick's Guns in Columbia, South Carolina. My buddy Gamey over there does some awesome work. If you want one of these on yours, hit them up. Use code Ryan when you order and save you a little bit on your Cerakote job. As far as what I've done to it, I'm recently rocking the Holosun 507 comp, and I run it with just a 2 MOA dot. I got it because it's got a big window, small dot. It's what I prefer here lately. Haven't changed too much up about it internally. I am running a Sprinco recoil, yellow recoil spring with their guide rod. It's the recoil mitigation system, and it has the Sprinco. It comes with you can buy a pack of I believe it's the competition trigger spring kit, but the only spring I used out of it was the trigger return spring. I tried running the reduced power striker spring in it, and I constantly had light strikes, so did away with that, run the stock spring in it. The trigger is a FreedomSmith Trigger. I've got this and this one, as well as my backup gun. Not sure which model. They got a bunch to choose from, but it's mainly to remove the take up from the trigger itself. On the frame here, you'll notice it's a little different. I wanted the weight of having the tungsten or the brass backstrap, but they only came in the small size, and I wanted the larger size. So I talked to my buddy Aaron English. He does a lot of grip work, and he recommended I use epoxy sculpt. It's basically a clay epoxy. So I was able to put the tungsten backstrap on and then build it back up to the size of the large backstrap. And while I was at it, I decided to add a support hand ledge and a palm swell to really seat the gun well in my hand, and then I silicone carbide over it, and absolutely love that job. This thing just sticks in your hand. It doesn't matter whether you're sweating, bleeding, crying from your poor scores, what you're doing. This thing really just sticks in your hand. Now for my backup gun, in case that one goes down, running basically the same thing as far as internals go, with the Sprinco Guide Rod and spring and reduced power or the trigger return spring. This is rocking the original Seymour that I bought. It's an 8 MOA Seymour. This thing has been beat around for several years now. Keeps on ticking. It's an 8 MOA. It's got the larger dot, which I still can shoot. I just, here lately, I preferred the smaller dot, which is why I went to the 507 comp, and this one will probably be rocking that as well. Now with this, mounting the Seymours onto the Caniks, I didn't like the original base plate it came with. So 71 Creative makes a plate that's just got a little bit more sturdiness to it. Gonna hold up to the durability. Put that on. This one is rocking a Rhodesian camo Cerakote job by Amick's Guns. But other than that, it's basically still the same. I haven't done the grip job to this one yet. I'm planning on doing it to this one as well. But for the most part, my main gun runs reliably. I haven't had to go to this one yet in a match. This one I did leave the front sight post on every once in a while. For some reason I like to go and run iron sights, play in production, so left this one set up so that I can do it. Now if you've watched some of my videos, you notice I have shot this one in several matches, and actually shot this one in the Alabama State Championship. This is my EDC, and I decided to change to an EDC that matched more what I run in competition, mainly because the small micro guns that I was running was a P365 XL. Just couldn't hit the standards I wanted to with that small gun. Got this one set up with a TLR1 HL and the Holosun EPS, the enclosed red dot. Also serves as a good backup gun if I go to a match and it's really coming down hard with the rain. I will run this so my dot never washes out. This is a Canik Mete SFT Pro. Absolutely great deal for what you get for the money. It's got an amazing trigger on it. Comes with a lot of features for not a large price, and also for a carry gun, it allows you to keep your irons as well as running a red dot on it. Now as far as magazines go, I run the stock Canik mags. For a long time I've been running the Taylor Freelance face plates that give you +4 to give you a total of 22 rounds. Haven't really changed out the springs and followers from anything other than stock. Recently though, I bought some of the Henning base plates for the toolless removal. I actually left one up at Area 8 as I discovered today. But in the future, I probably will be changing over to these designs just so it's easier to clean if I drop it in sand or mud or anything like that. I do have a couple of the MBX mags. These hold 23, well, you can reload them into the gun with 23 in them. You can fit 24 in them, but I just can't get them. It's just too tight to run them with 24 on them, but there's some stages that require 23, 24 rounds. These are good for that. Those are about the only times that I ever use the MBX mags. As far as ammo goes, I've been running NC Shooter Supply ammo for years. Jeff's a great guy. They're an awesome small company out of North Carolina. I run the 125 grain rounds. Now with all of NC Shooter's ammos, it's some of the most consistent ammo you'll find. Guarantees that you'll make. Power Factory stands behind this product. Uses quality components, blue bullets, Vitavari N320 powder, CCI primers, and you'll always get a nice consistent product. It's all I run out of these guns, period, for training, for matches, and I've never had an issue with it other than when I tried a weak striker spring for my main comp gun. If you're interested in getting some of this, you can get it. Discount code Ryan88. It ships to your front door for about 300 bucks for 1,000 rounds. As far as belt setup goes, this is a Shooter's Connection belt. Had it for years and haven't had any problems with it. It just works. The hanger I'm using is a Lee Holster Hangers hanger, as well as their swivel mount. Basically just like the Boss system or the Henning system, that you can rotate it and get any type of torsion you want, but it's about a quarter of the price. Haven't had any issues with it. These have been great. Holster wise, I'm using a GX Products Vice holster. As you can see, it's very well used. These things are amazing quality. The craftsmanship that goes into these things, I know Lane puts a lot of work into them. Absolutely amazing holster. I can't recommend it enough. It's got the locking feature so you can lock it in between stage runs, and the gun just slips out of there when you want it without friction. I run a Divtec Magnet up front for when you have unloaded starts. Great to pull off that, or at the end of the stage I always slap the mag out of my gun right back onto it to hold it for easy storage, as well as my start mag before the stage. Mag pouches on the side, I'm running the Henning T900 mag carriers. Got them at a slanted position here. Really, you can get some really snappy reloads, and you're not pulling the mag, you kind of slap down on it, it pops right up into your hand. Absolutely love it. And that's about all I've got as far as my gear breakdown and what I run, what I use. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, helps out the channel a bit. So I'm going to get back on the range and get some training in, and until next time, we'll see you on the range.